Welcome guys on another Fishy Friday, and we are here in Peterhead, a beautiful fisherman's town on the east coast of Scotland. And we went out fishing on this beautiful boat, the Chris Andra, where Willie Tate and his fishermen, they caught this stunning, beautiful, fresh mackerel. We're going to make a pan-seared mackerel fillet and lentils. Guys, it's starting to rain. So before we start prepping the seafood hereof today, we're going to make these lentils. We're going to cook the lentils. So I've got here a little pan, and I'm going to add for 4 persons like 300 grams of beautiful, I'm using the green lentils, the Puy lentils, the French lentils. They're really nice, and what we want to do is cook them until they're like al dente. So now we're going to build it up with all kind of different beautiful flavors. So we add like a few stalks of thyme, nice fresh thyme. Then I add a clove of garlic, some garlic, 2 bay leaves, and then I add some parsley stalks, and I take off the leaves. I'm going to use the leaves at the end of the dish. Give it a little press and then add it to the bowl. Now I'm going to top it off with water, cold water. We're going to cook lentils and start with cold water, and you just want to have the water like this, just above the layer of lentils. So now I bring this to boil, and never use salt when you cook lentils, because then the skin of the lentil stays rough. So I'm bringing the lentils to boil, and that's the time when I'm going to make the dressing. I'm going to make a mustard dressing. Make sure my pan is dry. Look at this, guys. My kitchen paper roll. Dijon mustard, a real nice French mustard. 1 teaspoon. I give it a bit of white wine vinegar. Give it some salt. Okay, so I whisk this with a fork. That is nicely combined. And this is the base from where we start with the oil. I'm using sunflower oil, and I add it drop by drop, like how you would make like a mayonnaise. And I'm using a few drops of olive oil to give this just a nicer taste to the dressing. Nice. Give it a bit of extra acidity. Not too much, just a few drops. Some pepper. Hop. Nice. And give it a little taste. Dressing is ready. Make sure I keep it there where there's no rain, where it's well covered. The lentils are boiling now, so now I reduce the heat until it's going to simmer, and I give it another like 15 minutes. The dressing is ready. It stopped raining, but I would love to tell you a little story on this boat, on this fishery. We are on the Chris Andra, that's the name of the boat. And actually Andra was the granddad and Chris the grandmom of Willie Tate, the captain of this boat. And this is a mid-water trawler. It might seem a bit big. It is big, but it's so sustainable. The mackerel stocks have never been this good as it is today. And as they swim in big schools, there is a very limited, I would say, no bycatch. There is no discard. This is such a friendly way of fishing and keeping the oceans healthy. This is the trawl deck, and you see here these beautiful nets. So actually what they do, they shoot the net behind the fish, like 2 miles away, and then they scoop the schools of beautiful mackerel out of the sea. This fishery is certified by the Marine Stewardship Council, the Blue Eco Label, for their very good practices, the way of fishing and healthy fish stocks. And then, above all, it's such a delicious fish. This is the freshest mackerel you can find. It's so oily, it's simply stunning. And we're going to cook, well, we're going to finish off the lentils right now, and then I'll show you how to pan-sear a mackerel fillet. So lentils are almost ready, and when the lentils are ready, bring some extra flavors and texture to it. So first thing, red onion. So 1 red onion. and nice chunky bites. Spring onion. So I'm not using these parts. Chives. Parsley leaves. Chop it up roughly. A lentil taste. Nice, still a little crunchy, al dente. Take it off the heat. Going to sieve it right now. Look at this, beautiful, beautiful. Good, so now I bring it back to the pan. Have this aside. And I take out the garlic, the bay leaves. Okay, starts raining again. Up, there we go. The lentils are still warm. And now it's the moment I'm going to add the sauce. It's really nice because if the lentils are still warm, it will more absorb the beautiful flavors of this dressing. A few spoons, there we go. Mix this up. And now I add all the veggies, the herbs. It's now time to season it. A bit of salt, have a bit of pepper. The juice of half a lemon. And now I mix this up. Beautiful. This is ready. Have this aside. It's now time for the seafood hero of today. Step number 1, very important. Make sure, and it will be difficult today, that the fish is dry. Some kitchen paper here. A bit of salt, tiny bit of pepper. So I bring this to high heat. There we go. Make sure it's dry. Some sunflower oil. Okay, there we go. Fillet number 1. So as soon as the skin of the fish touches the pan, it likes get a bit curly. So what you do, you actually very gently, you push it a bit back so that the skin will stay flat. Important right now is you're not going to move the fish. You want to have a crispy skin, and there is some like liquid coming out of the fillet, and if it touches the skin, sorry, my kitchen paper, if it touches the skin, it will get a bit rubbery, and you want to have it crispy from the skin side. Don't be afraid to cook it too short. Even mackerel, you can eat it raw. So I turn it around. So mackerel's ready. We have pan fried it, one side like 2-3 minutes. Beautifully golden brown, crispy, caramelized skin. And the other side is beautifully oily, tender meat. So now we're going to plate the dish. It's really raining more and more. So we've got a beautiful, nice white plate here. We serve in the middle of the plate a few spoons of the lentils. Nice, and it's such a healthy dish. And then we have the crispy mackerel fillet on top. I just give it a few more drops of olive oil nicely around. And I serve it with a slice of lemon. There we go. Try to have them together. Oh wow, this is so good. So the textures, we have the crunchiness of the lentils, and then we've got this crispy skin and the soft flesh. We have the oiliness of the fish, and then we have the freshness of the lentil salad. This was amazing. I would love to thank Willie Tate and his crew for having us here on board, for giving us this wonderful experience of the freshest mackerel ever. If you have any comments, any questions, leave them in the box down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and hope to see you soon on another Fishy Friday.